What's going on, YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg, or Chris, and today I'm back playing another rogue deck that's been seeming to do pretty well in online tournaments, and it is the Ogerpon Meganium deck. We all know what Ogerpon does. It's been here for a minute with the Teal Dance ability where you can draw a card, well, you can attach an energy to it and then draw a card, and you do 30 damage for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. Paired with Meganium with the Wild Growth ability, all basic energy cards, or Grass Energy cards, which is pretty much all we play, count as 2 energy. So a couple Teal Dances in, plus an Energy Switch or 2 from other Ogerpons, and now all of a sudden you're swinging Myriad Leaf Shower for Oko. Combo that with Briar in the late game, you could take some huge late game prize cards with the Teal Mask Ogerpon, and you have phenomenal single prize support paired with Tapu Bulu doing 220 damage for just 2 energy as long as we get Meganium up, and same thing with Regigigas with the Jewel Breaker attack. We can do 330 damage to all Terra Pokemon in our opponent's active spot. Now with this list, I am going for ultra consistency. I'm just trying to play 1 Fez, 1 Squawk, and 1 Mew to make sure that I've got all the support Pokemon needed to take Okos as quick as possible and as efficiently as possible. This is the type of deck where we're not too worried about what liabilities we have on the bench, since our primary attacker is a low HP 2-price Pokemon. So having some more of those just to help with consistency doesn't feel that awful. Right now, I am currently going 4 Lillie's Determination and 3 Iono as our consistency supporters. Just make sure our hand is always adapting, always changing, always getting into ideally a decent hand size, because we want to use Forest of Vitality, where each player's grass Pokemon can evolve into grass Pokemon during the turn they play those Pokemon, except our first turn. So essentially, if we're going second, we can play Chikorita, and if we can find our Bayleef and Meganium, we can just get them evolved immediately. And then we can start swinging even harder with Teal Mask Ogerpon without needing rare candies and stuff like that, as long as we can win the stadium war pretty well. I think Max Rod is an amazing A-spec for this deck. I've seen it in a few lists, and I really like this one because you can just take a ton of Grass Energy plus a Meganium or a Regigigas, maybe a Teal Mask Ogerpon out of your discard pile, and if you got a Forest Vitality in hand or in play, you could just reset up the Meganium instantly while also getting a bunch of energy attached, and then utilizing energy switches to make sure that you're ready to attack any turn you need to. I'm playing 2 Pokégear just to help dig out the cards like Boss's Orders and Briar, since we're constantly going to be shuffling our hand. We don't need many Gust in this deck. I do truly think that the goal of the deck is really just to KO whatever's in the active spot almost every single turn, so we really don't need more than maybe 2 Boss's Orders a game, especially when we combo that with Briar effectively. For Pokemon Search, we actually do have a ton. We're playing 4 Bug Catching Sets, which can get us Energy or Grass Pokemon, which is most of our deck and all the stuff we're trying to dig out. And then we got 4 Nest Balls, 4 Ultra Balls, and 1 Super Rod to make sure that we got a little bit of additional recovery on top of the Max Rod, especially if it's prized. Now, having the Pal Pad is why I don't think having 2 Boss's Orders is like a small amount. We can always Pal Pad Briar or Boss's Orders back in the late game. I've seen a lot of lists playing like Research, and I think I like the Lillie's Determination a little bit better. And even though we did cut some of the discard out of the deck by playing Lillie's over Research, I think just having the Ultra Balls, occasionally now we could get rid of a Boss's Orders if it's not the supporter we're playing this turn, since we know we got a Pal Pad in the deck. And of course we could use this to recycle Briar or like Iono in the late game if we think that that'll lead to a huge play. I think some other options for this deck are the single prize Wo-Chien. I think that card has been cooking and doing super well. I just find it very hard to get my deck down to 3 cards or less to use that top attack into 120 to 2 bench Pokemon, so that is something that worries me a little bit, but I think if you're playing this deck a little bit more, it could be fun to play. Other than that, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the list. Just so people know, this video is going to be a little bit shorter because I'm going to try something from one of the Draw Pass TCG members, one of the players on my competitive team, Jonas, captain of the 1912 Titanic Swim Team. Definitely go check out his YouTube video. He was telling me about how he only records 1 video for his games because, you know, the retention rate isn't super high. And I was looking at mine, and honestly, mine isn't crazy high either, so I'm just going to try to do this little quick intro where I kind of flew through the deck. And then I'm just going to play 1 game here, and I think if I'm comboing like 1 good game where you really show off the deck, paired with the master classes that I'm going to start bringing back this week that I was doing before the Pittsburgh and Milwaukee regionals, I think that would be a fun way to talk about rogue decks and different lights, and, you know, like, depending on what videos like pop off, maybe I do a masterclass on that video, and that video I would go a lot more in depth on the deck, the tech cards, stuff like that. I don't know, I'm just kind of trying to experiment, see what hits and what's a little different. I like trying to find different videos that aren't the same, like 3 matches plus a little deck intro that every single person is pumping out. So I thought, you know what, just playing 1 game and seeing what lands, then maybe making a masterclass on that video seems like fun. Of course, if there's a masterclass on a deck you want to see for the next one, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I would love to get on it. And before I hop into the video, I just got two less big announcements. One is I got that TCG player affiliate link. So if you're on a TCG player to order any deck, singles, or deck accessories, or any card game, doesn't matter what, make sure you hop on over to TCG player in the description. Link in the description down below. Clicking on my link and ordering stuff within 48 hours supports the channel in such a massive way. On top of that, I am going to be doing commissions for custom trainer cards. Some of mine have been sent in the Discord server. I've posted them on some other videos, so if you would like a custom drawn, like hand-drawn trainer card of you and your favorite Pokemon with some custom text on it and everything, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I'll be doing commissions for those. And yeah, with that being said, let's hop into today's video and see how well Meganium plus Ogerpon can do. Well, welcome to the match. We're up against Terrabox, which is honestly, I think, a super fun way to show off this deck. It's a very fast-paced deck, a very versatile one, and I think if we could make it work here, we actually are going to show off a lot of the different parts of this deck. And this hand, honestly, is looking really fine too. So we can go Bug Catching Set early. I don't really want to take a Meganium, however, a Tapu Bulu would actually be an amazing attacker if we could keep that guy set up. Now, what I do want to dig out are actually two, what do you call it, Chikoritas, of which we only have one, of course. Okay, how many Super Rods do we got? We got we got one Super Rod, one Max Spell, and then we got 3 Forest of Vitality. So I could recover the Chikorita pretty well. We do have 1 energy prized. I did start with 4 in the hand. This just says, except for during their first turn. Okay, so you know what? If they do KO Chikorita and snipe it next turn, we actually could bring it back. We have both our recovery cards. So I don't totally mind getting this benched here and just seeing if they got the beans. And then, you know what? I think we Squawk and Seize and just go for Lilies. Lilies would get me a lot more than Iono. And we do get it off the draw, which feels a bit better. So I could play Forest of Vitality, but it actually doesn't get me anything because it is my first turn, so I cannot evolve into Bayleef. So I'm just going to rip a Lilies here and see if I can establish some Teal Mask Ogerpons. And then I could potentially go in with... Oh no, we did Squawk, because then I played the Lilies. Yeah, my fault. Alright. I mean, Mew isn't awful. I don't hate Mew, right? I do have to attach Retreat next turn. I do have Ultra Ball. If they don't have the Snipe play, I've got a lot of outs to just dig super deep and get the Forest of Vitality. So I actually don't even mind just keeping the hand. There's nothing I need to play that's going to force me into too bad a spot. I think we're just going to pass and see what my opponent's got. Because I can evolve quickly. Forest of Vitality really just allows you to start like flying through super nicely. If I had like Rod, or especially Maximum Rod, this would be a great turn to play it because I feel like we could push the setup. But for now, we'll see how my opponent adapts their board space. I think the scariest play for them is if they go Knocked Owl and they go either Crispin, Sparkling Crystal, or what do you call it? Sparkling, or it wouldn't be Sparkling Crystal if they go Crispin. It would probably be Buddy Buddy Puff and get some more Hoo-Hoos down because they could just get all the energy needed for Torrential Pump. Iron Bundle with Hyper Blower does create an interesting scenario. So we could promote Chikorita, but that doesn't help us too much. I actually think the best play is to promote Tapu Bulu. It's going to be a hard Pokemon for my opponent to KO. Torrential Pump won't do it. If they have the setup, which they do, they have the Crispin in hand, they could take out my Chikorita, but I think there is a world where he could try to, 1, recover Chikorita with the Stadium down and then evolve into Meganium, or 2, pop 2 energy switches after a couple Teal dances, and then still go for a Wood Hammer play, which would actually be insane. If we could do that, I mean, we could totally overwhelm my opponent. So I don't hate either line. It's a shame that we had the 1 Chikorita prized, and I think that's where the 2-2 line gets a little scary, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. We can definitely make it work. My opponent is going to shuffle all their energy back into their deck, going to take the KO on Chikorita, which is wildly unfortunate for us, and we're going to see if we can get the Max Rod or Super Rod. Either top deck or draw into it. Whatever it is, we'll try to make it work. And I don't hate Ultra Balling away Bayleef and Meganium, just throwing the whole line in the discard pile. Because if we get Max Rod, I'm just going to take the whole thing back with Force of Vitality. Okay. I mean, that works. That works. Okay. We got to be smart about how we bench everything here, right? So, we definitely need to Ultra Ball this turn. We can 100% get rid of these guys, because I did literally top deck exactly what I needed. And off this, I think, don't hate pushing Fez. I also don't hate taking a Teal Mask Ogerpon, but I'm pretty confident I could get some other Nest Ball Bug Catching Set, something that feels really good. So let's go bench this too, but then I only got space for Ogerpon plus the Meganium line, which is really all I need, to be fair. And except, you know what, I don't know if I could draw more off Mew, so I'm not going to. I'm going to flip the script, draw 3. And we get a Nest Ball plus Ultra Ball. That works. Try to thin the hand a little deeper. Let's go Nest Ball. Let's get out an Ogerpon here. I want to dig as much as possible. You know what? I can't get rid of the Iono unless I know this hits. So let me see if I can get Lilies here. I don't. I get Boss. Okay, that I could take. Because I really need to dig it. If I can dig out Forest of Vitality this turn, we're so golden. So we're gonna Ultra Ball away Boss and Mew. Ah, man, and we're gonna take another Teal Mask Ogerpon. I do have 2 bench spaces left, so I could go for 2 Teal Dances and hope I draw into it. I mean, you know what? Actually, even if we don't draw into it, again, I could still go Tapu Bulu if I get an Energy Switch, and we get the Lillie's Determination. That makes me feel pretty good. Okay, let's get this other Teal Dance down, see if I get... Dude. Alright, we're chilling. We're so chilling. And then here we're going to take all of this. We're going to take the whole line back. We're just going to evolve straight up because it's not our first turn. We already have the 2 energy in hand. So I can manual attach 1 onto Tapu Bulu. Now we're good to attack. I could keep the Energy Switch in the deck. I could just rip the Lilies. And because we do 30 damage to ourselves, we'll fall to 10 HP, but they only did 100 damage to our active, so we're not going to KO ourselves, which is amazing. And I think this is the situation where we just swing. I really don't need to do much here. I've got double Energy Switch in hand, so even if I didn't get so even if I didn't get the Meganium out, I am pretty confident that we could have just Energy Switched our way to victory and still gone for the huge Woodhammer play. So, I mean, we are dogging our opponent hard in this first match. This is kind of crazy. Actually, I guess the only match that I really see, you know, if another one is necessary. I guess if this is, like, under 10 minutes, maybe I play a second. Man, I really was going to say we're playing one video today, dude. You load the deck up and you go to town. All right. This is literally like a 10-minute video so far. We'll get one more match in there. And then, you know, I feel like that's a proper showcase of the deck. See y'all in match number 2. Welcome to the second match, and definitely the last one for the video, because I'm just curious if, like, the duration of the video, you know, like, changes anything. Like, if this video is much shorter, or maybe it's totally deck dependent. I have no idea how the algorithm works. I'm just here trying new things because it's fun. We're going second. Our opponent chose to go first. We might be up against Terrabox again, which would be kind of crazy, but maybe it's also Eevee Box. They do have the Eevee sleeves. Regardless, they got a big hand, and we got a solid hand as well. We got a Teal Dance for the active, plus a Lillie's Determination, so we can just get the ball rolling really, really quick. And if I see an Eevee come down this turn, I know I really shouldn't put any energy down on my active, because they're probably just going to swing for KO next turn. With the top attack, 130, which would swing for weakness while setting up another bench Pokemon. They got the Grass Energy down. Does not tell me anything, but really... yeah, actually, I mean, that tells me nothing. That could be literally anything. We get another Grass Energy as the top deck. So maybe we do go double Teal Dance. Right? We got one on the active. I mean, I guess it's not the huge waste. We do have 11 energy in the deck. Nest Ball also feels pretty good. Definitely don't mind getting a Chikorita down this turn. We'll rip this, get a Chikorita down. We prized one again, and as long as we got all of our forests, we got both recovery cards, and we prized a... oh, no. Yeah, we have a forest domain. Did not prize a forest. We're good. We're totally good. Let's go Lillie's Determination. Try to jump into a much, much bigger hand here. This could potentially do. I really can't go Squawk because I got 2 Forest of Vitality, which is upsetting. However, I do need to draw a lot deeper. So I think off this Nest Ball, I mean, I don't hate taking Mew. Maybe we just take Fez early. Maybe I shouldn't have even played it. I was just thinking about thinning the deck, right? I could take Mew. Next turn, I could thin out Energy Switch. Could thin out a Forest of Vitality. I'd be stuck with the 1 Forest of Vitality, probably Super Rod, and Briar. So it's still 3 cards. I wouldn't be able to get any value off Mew. So I think I'm just going to take the Fez early. I think that actually was kind of a misplay, but whatever. We'll rock with it. I'll swing it over to my opponent. and see what they got in store for us. I mean, ideally, this bug catching set just hits Bayleef Meganium, right? Like, that would be the dream. If we could hit that, that would be awesome. I did not want to rip the Squawk off that Nest Ball because I cannot handle losing 2 Forest of Vitality, especially with 1 Chikorita prized. That would be awful for us. I'd rather... We know they have Noctowl, but they don't have a Terra Pokemon in play, so that's not something I'm super scared of, and they're going Crispin. Are they going to try to Cruel Arrow? There's no way, right? They got the Metal Energy, and is the Electric Energy coming down? Another Grass Energy. You know what? This might be another Terra Box deck. I think they're setting up for Cruel Arrow. That's actually insane. Okay, well, this is fine. They got a 2 down. They do know that if they evolve into Noctowl, it doesn't work, right? They're just going to sack a Hoot. That's why they're prepared. Okay, that's fair. And the Latias is in play, so that retreat is free. Interesting. All right. Fair enough. Let's go Bug Catching Set, try to dig ourselves out. We get a Meganium that does absolutely nothing for me. Awesome. Well, I guess we'll sit here and watch our opponent do nothing as well, because their board is completely locked. There's really nothing they can do except Cruel Arrow, which would be pretty bad. They would take out Chikorita. But if that's the case, I'm just going to... God, I hate to rot it back, but I need to use Flip the Script, right? So I guess it's whatever. And I prized 1, so we could just rod this one back. Obviously draw into that and a Bayleef off the top deck plus Flip the Script, and then boom, we're good to go. And they've got 3 energy on their active. So if we could just pull off a Myriad Leaf Shower, I think we could swing for KO, because we would technically have 6, 7. I think our base is like 200% damage. And it's just all your Pokemon. Yeah, it's not their energy, too. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Alright, take out the Chikorita, dude. Just so I can rot it back, get a card out of my hand, let Fez go live, and feel a whole lot better. Maybe I should have Squawk and Seize. Maybe I should have just sacked the Forest. I didn't expect them to break this hard. I really thought they'd have something going. There's the KO and Chikorita. It's alright. We got a Super Rod to bring it back. And then I still got Max Rod. So, you know, if our recovery just goes to this soul... Iono's cool, but their hand's awful, so I really don't want to use it. Let's use Rod. Let's go for Flip the Script here, in case I get Liz's Determination, which we do. And then now we can play a couple more cards, right? So now we're going to go in. We're going to take a Bayleef and a Chikorita for sure, because this is just instant evolution, dude. This stadium is so nice, because now we're ready to rumble, dude. Like, how do you stop this? We could get another Ogerpon down here. We're swinging right now for 180. Let's go Energy Switch. Bring this guy to the active. And then their hand is dead. I really don't want to change that, so I am just going to go Lillies here. I don't need to play Mew. Not yet. Not until I know I need it. Maybe if there's an attack I want to copy. I mean, I play a ton of Energy Switch, but for now, it's really just not necessary. I think, yeah, I don't need to set up the active. We're swinging 240, so I'd actually rather just Teal Dance and Energy to 2 of my benched Ogerpons. What I would potentially like to set up is actually a Tapu Bulu or Regigigas, assuming this actually is Terra Box, not EV Box. For now, we've got kind of what we need to pull that off, so I am just going to swing for 240 damage. Don't even need a push. 300? That's insane. 3 energy. On both active Pokemon is 300 damage in this deck. That is nuts. We get a Boss's Orders plus an Ultra Ball. That is great. Because if they retreat into a single prize Pokemon, you already know we are gusting up at minimum this Latias and going up 4 prize cards. I mean, this deck is flowing, dude. This deck just feels so clean, dude. I don't know why people play this with research. Lillie's Determination in this deck actually makes it so insanely powerful, man. And you don't mind falling a little behind. Like, there's 2 games Chikorita's been sniped, and 2 games we just recover because our draw power is so cracked, and just instantly get it set up, dude. I'd consider playing a 4th Forest of Vitality. Just for that instant evolution setup. I mean, you probably don't need more than 3, but I'd consider it. I actually think Tool Scrapper would be a lot of fun in this deck. I don't totally know if Wochian is to play Pikachu. There we go. All right. That's a little annoying, because we can't take that guy out perfectly. That's fine. because that's where our single prize Regigigas Tapu Bulu combo is going to come up. They're going to evolve into Knockdown. Will finally get themselves going. And if they take any sort of KO, I am just going to Iono, but I think I will probably just boss up the Latias, see if I could go for a KO on Latias before that. I will need one more energy on my Pokemon, so I could do 210 damage, but I have an Energy Switch in hand, so it's not asking too much. They could also go Crispin plus Sparkling Crystal, which actually would KO my active. And I think if that's the case... what would we do? What would we do? I'm not sure, actually. We need to take 4 prize cards. They got Energy Switch Area 0. Do they have... I mean, okay, Area 0, so bump the Stadium, but I don't need the Stadium anymore. I got a Meganium up. Are they going to try to boss KO Meganium or something? They got Crystal. Energy Switch. Do you have the manual attach? The Metal or Electric Energy in hand. Pull off the Topaz Bolt. That'd be pretty crazy. It would work, though. It would work. They'd go to 3 prize cards. I would promote... man. I almost wish I got a single prize Pokemon down last turn. They got, what energy? They got Fez. There we go. I'm surprised they didn't take a Metal Energy. So they could just attack. Or did their manual attach? Yeah. No, I'm surprised they didn't go Fez. What was that Grass Energy down? Wait, hold up. What? Oh, Energy Switch. Duh. And they attached the Metal Energy from hand. Okay, fair enough. Now they're going to have no energy down on the Pikachu, though. And this is where something like Tool Scrap would go crazy, dude. Just take out the Sparkling Crystal. I mean, that would feel so, so powerful. But it's not the end of the world. We're still going to make this work for sure. We got... What is our play? I mean, we could just go double boss, right? Just forget about the Pikachu. Boss KO Latias, boss KO Fez. Like, does not feel awful. Just don't even worry about Resolute Heart. I actually really like that play, I'm not going to lie. And we could use Tapu Bulu, too, to force them to have Gust and Crispin on the same turn. Right? Okay. Actually, the more I think about that play, the more I legitimately love that play. Let's go Nest Ball. Let's take out Tapu Bulu's prize. Of course it is. Alright. Change of plans. Could genome hacking. Copy. We don't want to copy Topaz Ball, especially if their max rod already used. Could use Regigigas still. Offset their prize trade. Because then I could get the first attack. I would need manual attachment plus energy switch. I already have energy switch. Would need the manual attachment. Could also just go for the boss KO on Fez. See what happens there. Could flip. I don't hate the flip to see what we got in store first. There it is. There's a boss KO on Fezandipiti, which does feel pretty good. Sadly, we don't play Counter Catcher, so right now we're swinging for 90 damage, 1 more energy. We're swinging for 150? Yeah. But if we manual attach here, this should be 210. It is. Perfect. So we can bump the Stadium now so that they get rid of Knockdown. And then we're going to go boss on Fez. And just take that guy. I want to make sure that Latias does not leave play. Right? So this feels pretty good. We are at 210. We could go Energy Switch onto Regigigas here in case they play Iono. I guess Iono could have been pretty powerful too this turn. But we're going to take out their draw engine, so it's not the end of the world. We'll go here. Smack this guy up. Swing 210. And now I feel pretty good. I'm pretty confident I could get an Ogerpon set up. We could always Pal Pad back the boss if we need to. We'll do some thinning before that. And I actually have a ton of cards that I could use to thin as well. And even check if my other boss's Orcus is in the deck. Regardless, though, we'll play the Pal Pad before we use that Pokégear, if we have not already drawn into boss. And that's assuming that they actually do KO Ogerpon. All they need is Crispin, and to do that, all they might need is Knockdown, a Night Stretcher. I mean, there's a lot of outs that they play that they probably do have, so it's not the end of the world, but I am pretty confident, or just have it in hand, yeah, that we could still close this out. Because they can't like they can't gust around this Ogerpon. If they gust around this Ogerpon, they actually do just lose. Because I'm very confident that we could turn these 20 cards into a ton. Like, I guess they could take out Meganium. Would be, like, the only thing. Would be a little annoying to recover that whole line, but a Max Route and we're good. I don't know. Electric Energy to hand. Grass Energy to Pikachu, because they played 3 Metal Energy. They got the manual attach on the Pikachu. Probably won't have anything else. They're just going to swing for KO. And I'm going to work my way around this Pikachu to get a boss after I do a ton of things. And then I'll feel pretty good. And what do we need? What do we need for that? We need another Ogerpon for sure, so we can Teal Dance to win. We need a 2 energy to Teal Dance. 1 to manual attach. We already have the E-Switch in hand. We alright. We can do this. I shouldn't need Forest of Vitality either. I should be able to just thin that away. So let's promote the Ogerpon. We're going to need this guy to swing 210. We still have our Meganium, which is good too. We are going to top deck Briar, which we cannot play because my opponent's at 1 prize card remaining. I'm going to take my last Ogerpon off this. We do have a Boss's Orders in the deck. We got 5 energy, 1 grass Pokemon to pull off the Bug Catching Set, which is fine. We're going to use Ultra Ball. We're going to thin out Iono and Briar, Meganium and Briar, because they're not necessary to making this work. We are going to take Mew off this. And we could totally bench the Mew. I could actually see our hand getting small enough to be able to use that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That works. We're going to Ultra Ball away, double Iono. And, we could take a Squawk. Again, it's just another Pokemon we get then. If I bump the stadium, I could discard this, so it's not the end of the world. Could draw 3, then Bug Catching Set. Try to thin as much as possible before this Pokégear, right? Have we played our other Pokégear? I don't think so, no. Yeah, that doesn't feel awful. I'm trying to think if I flip first or Bug Catching Set first. I think Bug Catching Set here. I think flip first. Draw 3 non-energy. Then Bug Catching Set, hit energy, because the chance is higher, and then Pokégear. And I think we would have... Pal Pad then Gear. I think our chances would be highest. So let's flip first. Hopefully hit 3 non-energy. We hit 1 energy, but that's okay. I got my 2nd gear, which feels really, really good. 13 cards left in the deck, and we have 2 Teal Dances. Now is where we go Bug Catching Set. And we take 2 more energy. Is that even worth it? Yes, it's actually what we need. And now I actually think we just have the play, so long as we could get Boss's Orders. So we are going to Pal Pad back the boss, and we don't want anything else in the deck. We've got 12 cards in the deck. We're going to do our Teal Dances first, because if we get the max build, that's more energy we could potentially draw. We get the Bayleef. That doesn't save us here. We're going to draw 1 more card with this final Teal Dance, and we get an Ultra Ball, which I could use to thin a little bit more. Do I have another Pokemon left in the deck? Actually, I don't know. We're going to get rid of Forest of Vitality and Bayleef. I definitely don't need these guys. And we have no more Pokemon left in the deck. We just have 2 Boss's Orders, and that's really the beans. It's really all we need. So we're going to use 1 Pokégear. We're going to hit both the boss, and that is game, set, match. Just had to play it smart, do a little bit of thinking, but we knew we were there. We're going to go Teal Dance, Energy Switch to get this up for Myriad Leaf Shower to swing 210 damage. We're going to go Boss's Orders on the Latias. Swing 210. Quick and easy. That's how you like to see it. This deck is crazy strong. And there's our Chikorita and our Tapu Bulu. 2 cards that would have also been awesome lines to take. We played this deck without ever using Briar. We didn't even touch Regigigas. This deck is ridiculous, dude. Definitely love this deck a ton right now. Highly recommend giving it a go. It is a ton of fun to play. Very powerful, very fast pace. Swings very hard. You just got to be able to see some lines, see some weird lines, use Myriad Leaf Shower effectively. And you're good to go. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed today's Rogue video. Let me know if you like the shorter format. Can't wait for the next masterclass video. Hope you guys enjoy it. With that being said, hope everyone is doing great. Stay epic. Peace.